Now, a lot of us love a little bit of water sport, maybe a swim, a surf or a boat ride. Very few of us would paddle down the Nile, but our next guest has done that, and that's one of her many achievements. Joining me live is adventure paddler Sarah Davis. How are you, Sarah?
I'm really good, thanks.
So, I've spoken to you before about this. What about being attacked by a hippo?
Yeah, it was definitely a low point for the trip, and it was only on day 6. Pretty unexpected. We'd literally just got into hippo territory that day, so we're still getting into the swing of things, and in the raft, and we come round a left bend and a baby hippo pops up on the right, on the left rather, mother hippo pops up on the right, and we drifted between the two of them. And I don't think you need to know too much about hippos to know that that's a really big mistake. So she came at us and bit into the back of the raft. It was really not good. Luckily she let go and we were able to get to the edge of the river and get out and then patch this big hole that she'd put in it.
It's a very serious thing because when you look at death rates in many parts of Africa in particular, a lot of the most common deaths are because of hippos, because of their sheer size. Why the Nile and how long did it take? Tell us a bit about that.
Look, I picked the Nile. I love Africa. No woman had done a complete self-powered descent of the Nile, and it just brought together a lot of the things I love. Like I say, being in Africa, it took it was a lot to organise. I'd never been on an expedition before, so it was sort of 2 years of just working out how to do it, and then. Once I was there, it was about 6 months, but there was a lot of sort of stop-start because it was do a section, organise the next section, because as I say, it was all self-organised, then do the next section and building the teams kind of as I went.
How do you pay for it and how long did it take?
Well, it was partly self-paid, partly sponsored. So I had my primary sponsor, Shaw and Partners Financial Services, who were great. Then a lot of equipment supporters as well. But yes, a fair chunk of it was self-funded.
So how long did it take again? Sorry.
Just about 6 months.
Six months. Wow.
6 months.
And you got arrested,
on and off,
and you got arrested as well.
Yeah, that was day 8. So we'd just come off. We're just like coming to terms after the whole hippo incident. And then we were on the edge, very close to the border with Burundi, and on the edge of this lake. It was an unmarked border, and yeah, some guys basically were asking to check which channel to go down. They led us across the border into Burundi. They said they were going to call some friends to come and help us, and those friends turned out to be the Burundian army, who then told us to paddle over the lake, and then we were placed under house arrest for a couple of days. So, yeah. It was entertaining.
The ultimate adventure. Now, you've done so many things. The Murray. I also really enjoyed the story about last year with the bike ride. Was it last year, the bike ride for mental health? Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, so myself and my great friend Tara Lau, we decided to cycle across Australia from the most westerly to the most easterly point and raising money for mental health and suicide prevention. So an organisation I'm involved with, Mood Active, and Lifeline that Tara's involved with. It's something that's very close to our hearts. And it was tough. It was really tough. Like, I'm a paddler, so suddenly going to cycling was a very different experience, and dealing with the Australian roads, the road trains, all of those things was pretty full on.
It's quite a life for a girl from the UK. How did it all start, all this stuff? Were you crazy when you were younger, in the nicest possible way?
I don't know. I think Mum got me trying loads of sport as I grew up, and I think it just gave me that to just follow my curiosity and let that be a compass. And I got to a point where life was really good. I had a job that I loved. I was working at Macquarie Bank, but there was just something missing, and I just felt like this wasn't it for me. And it was when I saw a couple of other adventurers who I'd say were sort of ordinary people. And I'd always read the books of sort of adventurers, never thought that I could be that. But then seeing those people made me think like, wow, I could do this. So yeah, that was it. And I just decided, right, I'm going to go and do something massive, and then came up with the Nile.
And people can read about it. Tell us about the book.
Yes, so it's very exciting. The book is coming out this week on Friday. Paddle the Nile, One Woman's Search for a Life Less Ordinary, and that's a memoir about this trip and all the crazy stuff that happened.
All good bookstores?
Amazon, so it'll be on Amazon to begin with.
It's pretty easy just to go on the website and find it. What's the name of it again?
Paddle the Nile.
Paddle the Nile.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sure plenty of people will grab it. Thanks for coming in this morning.
No, thanks so much for having me.